Hi friends, welcome to World Explorer. From today we are starting the psychology sessions. So let's start with introduction to psychology. In this we are going to discuss meaning of psychology, development of psychology, scope of psychology, relationship with other subjects, applied psychology to solve everyday issues. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in this session. So what is psychology and what is psychiatry? Psychology is a science of behavior and mental processes. It is having many specialties and it is a scientific and systematic study. Whereas psychiatry deals with diagnosis and treatment of mental health problems. You can see here psychology is dealing with behavior and psychiatry is dealing with diagnosis and treatment of mental health problems. So this is the concept of S3QR, that is survey, question, read, recite and review. So these are the method which we as a psychology student to inculcate in our daily routine so that we will manage our time efficiently and we can control our learning methods and also we can improve our academic performance. Survey is we are trying to find out what is the cause. We are trying to see the information and we are going to question the information. We are going to read it completely and we are going to revise it and then we are going to review. So this is how we are going to improve our learning skills. So what is the meaning of psychology? Psychology is a scientific study of behavior and mental processes. Why it is called scientific? Because it is an orderly process. It is having systematic procedures. We are having a research problems. We are identifying the research problems, we are collecting and analyzing the data, drawing conclusions and also communicating the findings of the results. So scientific method means we are observing and also developing theories. We are formulating and testing the hypothesis. Hypothesis is an educated guess to find out the relationship between the two variables. For example, stress and coping strategies. We know that if there is good coping strategies, stress can be reduced. So these type of relationships we are going to establish with the help of research. And again we are designing a study. So we are going to see which type of study we are doing. Like, is it a descriptive study, means we are just describing the situation, or we are doing experimental study where we are randomly selecting the sample and we are having two groups, experimental group and control group, and again we are giving treatment to experimental group and we are seeing the result comparing the experimental and control group. So like these studies we are going to do in psychology. Next thing is collecting data. Collecting data means we are having some instrument, we are having some tool, with that we are going to collect the data. For example, tool means let's check a thermometer. If we need to take a temperature, we use the thermometer. So and again we apply the results to hypothesis. We see whether these results are supporting the hypothesis or fail to support the hypothesis. So again we are modifying the result and retesting the theory. So this is how the psychology concepts have been developed. So what are the goals of psychology? There are 4 goals: description, explanation, prediction and influence. Description means we are describing what are the ways of behavior. Explanation means we are identifying the cause of behavior. Prediction means we are expecting how the behavior will be in a certain situation, and we are going to influence, that is we are going to control the behavior. These are the main goals of psychology. And again when it's coming to research, there are 2 types of research: basic research and applied research. Basic research is to find new knowledge and expand the general scientific understanding, whereas in applied research we are doing the application of psychological principles to practical problems of everyday life. So again we can say it also basic science and applied science, it is the same manner. In the basic science we are trying to find the new knowledge, and in applied research whatever the knowledge we have gained we are going to apply in our daily life to solve our routine problems. So psychology is having 7 perspectives which we are going to deal. These are behavioral perspective, psychoanalytic perspective, humanistic perspective, cognitive perspective, biological perspective, and socio-cultural perspective. So these are the 7 perspectives which we are going to see. So here you can see very clearly. Biological perspective, it is dealing with nervous system, endocrine system, genetics and physical characteristics. When it is behavioral perspective, we are seeing the learning is behavior is a control of behavior by the environment. Here we are seeing the reward or punishment type of observing and how a reward or punishment is going to affect our behavior. And next perspective is developmental perspective. Here we are seeing changes in psychological functioning across the lifespan. We are looking for heredity and environment. Next thing is cognitive. In this we are reading the mental processes such as thought, learning and memory, perception, etc. And we are even comparing it with a computer and how emotion and motivation influence thought perception. So here in cognitive we are just seeing the brain responses to the cognitive processes. So we may be taking some serial CT scan or MRI of the brain, and we are going to observe how the brain is behaving in these situations. Next thing is whole person perspective. Here we are having a humanistic perspective. Here humanistic perspective means we are going to see what is the intrinsic worth of a person, whether a person is going to achieve his maximum potential or not. So these are all the concepts which we are going to see in the humanistic view. And next thing is socio-cultural view. Here we are seeing how the social influences behavior and mental process of individual, and also the cultural influences we are going to study. So these are the main perspectives of psychology. So biological perspective, here we are having a specialty called as neuroscience, which is devoted to understanding the brain and how the brain is creating the thoughts, feelings, motives, consciousness, memories and mental processes. And again in this also there is one more concept, that is evolutionary psychology. Here we are seeing the genetic adaptations for survival and reproduction. Introspection is a method of reporting one's own consciousness, that is learning about self. It is a method. We are going to discuss this. Structuralism. The next is structuralism. Here it is a historical school of psychology devoted to basic structures that make up mind and thought. We can see here Wilhelm Wundt 1830 to 1930. He is the one who has developed the introspection method. They see the elements of conscious experience, what we feel in our consciousness. So this is what is called as structuralism. What we see and how we feel is called sensation or perceptions, that is making our experiences. So this is what structuralism, what Wilhelm Wundt is to say. So again it has gone through a lot of critique because it's too narrow and very subjective. So this led to development of functionalism. And again it is also a historical school which is believed that mental processes could be best understood in the terms of adaptive, purpose and function. Adaptive, purpose and function. That means they, instead of studying on consciousness, they are interested in how mind is adapting to the environment. This is started by William James. He is also called as father of modern psychology. He has wrote a book, that is Principles of Psychology in 1890. Physiological changes and adaptive functions. So this is the basic foundation of psychology. And again next, Gestalt psychologist. These are 3 psychologists, Max Wertheimer, Wolfgang Kohler, Kurt Kofka. They explained about 5 phenomena, that is apparent motion. We see when light, we on one light and we on another light which is beside it, we feel that light is moving. So this is how we are going to feel. So that is called as flash bulb movement. We can see usually in decoration lights. So these psychologists say that we have to analyze the whole pattern. It's not just a part what we are going to see in the sensations. So they supported Wundt functionalism, but also they want to improve the way we are understanding the psychology. Next, John B. Watson, he is said with a guarantee, give me any child, I will train him to become like a doctor or engineer or a scientist, etc. So he is the one who gave guaranteed for psychology. So he said that he published a paper, Psychology as a Behaviorist Usage. He rejected the structuralism and also introspection. Objective scientific analysis of observable behaviors. B.F. Skinner also supported this approach. Next is we see there is a lot of discrimination among women also. Mary Calkins is a woman who has been denied admission in Johns Hopkins, Harvard and Columbia, such a famous university. In 1908, Margaret Washburn was awarded PhD in psychology. Now we can see more women psychologists than men. We will discuss more about these perspectives in the next class. And now we see applied psychology to solve everyday problems. So these are the branches we see in routine life, like biopsychology, which is dealing with how human brain and what are the biological structures influencing our emotions, perception, behavior, etc. And again we are seeing psychology of individual differences. Means every person is not same, everyone is having a unique behavior. And next thing is psychological research, they are trying to develop new knowledge by doing the research. Next thing is social psychology, these are the persons who are reading the behavior in terms of society, how society is influencing our behavior. Next thing, organizational behavior, how a person behaves in an organization, what can be done to improve the productivity of a person. Next thing is counseling psychology. Here we are seeing many of the problems, like if a person is having divorce or unemployment, we are going to deal with the counseling. Next thing is positive psychology, health psychology, community psychology, cultural and indigenous psychology, educational psychology, conflict, psychology of peace and conflict, psychology of disability. So these are all the main applied psychology concepts. So these are also we are going to discuss in detail in the further classes. So this is the bibliography from which I have taken the information. These are the best books for psychology. Psychology Core Concepts by Philip Zimbardo and Introduction to Psychology by Rod Plotnick. So if you like my lecture, subscribe to my channel and share to your friends. Thank you.